that chapter 7, it is Hadith 300. In fact, we are moving towards the end gradually. For those ones who listen to, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala count it as ibadah for every one of us. And most importantly, to listen to hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is significant. But most significant is to adhere, to apply the sunnah of Rasulullah sallam, the way of Rasulullah sallam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala count every one of us among those who uphold the sunnah and the way of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Today we are, as I said, we are in chapter 7 and the hadith 300, and the topic of this chapter is Kitabu al-Wasaya. Kitabu al-Wasaya, the chapter of al-Wasaya, will, yani how to do will, if someone is alive, how to prepare for the hereafter, especially his hair, those that we inherit him, those that we take over after him, how to will things in Islam. In fact, generally speaking, if I ask, I believe majority of us are saying, what is will? Do we allow to do will? Is it allowed? Is it encouraged in Islam? I want to believe that majority of us will say no. But let's just go with this hadith and then we try to break it down, inshallah. The hadith, as I said, this hadith 300 is from an Abdullah ibn Umar. It's from Abdullah ibn Umar. Abdullah, the son of Umar, is one of the prominent Sahaba of Rasulullah sallallahu, who Allah used to make a lot of impact in spreading knowledge of Islam, in spreading the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu. He said, "Anna Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam qal." The Prophet of Allah said, "Ma haqqu mri'in muslimin lahu shay'un yusi fihi yabitu laylatan aw laylatain illa wa wasiyatuhu maktubatun 'indah." The hadith reads as follows. Said, "Ma haqqu mri'in muslimin." It's not permissible or it's not good, it's not okay for a Muslim, and someone that is a Muslim, lahu shay'un yusi bihi, that possesses something that can be willed, and something tangible, something like property, like wills, like any banquet or something of that nature, is not permissible, it's not good, it doesn't sound well for a Muslim who possesses anything that can be willed, and he possesses some property. For him, yabitu laylatan, to sleep in a night, to sleep in a night, aw laylatain, or 2 days or 2 nights, illa wa wasiyatuhu maktubatun indah, except that he has written his banquet, his will, yani beside him. That is to say, it's not good, it doesn't sound well for a Muslim who has some property without having what? All this property being willed out, being, written down, this one and this one and this one. What is the meaning of this? Does that mean, we know there is a way of inheritance in Islam. We're going to talk about it, inshallah. But before we talk about it, let's take a look at the second hadith. Zada Muslim, in another narration that is Imam Muslim reported. Remember that we said this book, it is the hadith that are comprised, that are contained in Imam Bukhari, Sahih of Imam Bukhari, and Sahih of Imam Muslim. It is the merge of two of them that we have this book called Umdat al-Ahkam. That Imam Muslim added something to this. This part that we're going to mention here is not contained in the Imam Bukhari version. He said, Qala Ibn Umar, the narrator of that hadith, he said, uh, فَوَاللَّهِ فَوَاللَّهِ I swear by Allah, ما مرت علي ليلة منذ سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول ذلك إلا وصيتي عندي. Ever since I had that statement from Rasulullah sallam, I never slept even for a night except my will is beside me. My will is already documented. It's already prepared. That is Ibn what? Ibn Umar, the one that narrated this, reported this hadith, because the hadith is on its authority. Now, let's look at second hadith. The hadith is hadith 301. It's from Abi Sa'id bin Abi Waqqas. Sa'ad bin Abi Waqqas, sorry. Sa'ad bin Abi Waqqas. He said, جاءني رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يعودني عام حجة الوداع. Rasulullah sallam came to visit me. Rasulullah came to me عام حجة الوداع, in the year of the farewell. That is the year of the last Hajj that Rasulullah sallam did. That last year, that the last Hajj that Rasulullah performed, that he gave that khutbah, that farewell khutbah that is very, very popular. Rasulullah sallam visited me. Who is reporting this hadith? Sa'ad bin Abi Waqqas. Rasulullah visited him. They all went together with Rasulullah sallam. Of course, they were muhajirin. And also, they are, these people, these Sahaba that are muhajirin, they are Makkans. They are Makkans. So they went and they have migrated to Medina. They lived in Medina. They went with Rasulullah sallam in that year of Hijjatul Wada with Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam to Mecca. So after the Hajj, one of them, Sa'd bin Abi Waqqas, he got sick. He got sick. Then Rasulullah sallam went to visit him on his sickness. He said, يعودني من وجع اشتد به. Rasulullah came to visit me because of the pain, because of the the pain that I was passing through, because of sickness that he was passing through. Then then I told the Prophet, I said, Ya Rasulullah, O you Prophet of Allah, قد بلغ بي من الوجع ما ترى. قد بلغ بي من الوجع ما ترى. As you can see, as you can see me, that I am in pain. As you can see, the level of how severe is the pain I'm passing through, as you can see. So, وَأَنَا ذُو مَالٍ. As you see me, I am a man that has a lot of property. I'm a man that Allah has blessed with a lot of property. Then, وَلَا يَرِثُنِي إِلَّا ابْنَةٍ إِلَّا ابْنَةٌ وَلَا يَرِثُنِي إِلَّا ابْنَةٌ. There is no one to inherit me. No, I do not have much heirs. Those that will take after me, except Ibnati, my only one daughter. I want us to follow this hadith very well. He had only one daughter that will take after him. Now, something came to him in his mind. He suggested this to Rasulullah sallam, was trying to make some inquiry, some clarification about it. Then, if it is only one daughter, I do not have plenty of children, and then I have a lot of money. There's only one daughter that will take after me. So, afa atasaddaqu bi thuluthay mali. Afa atasaddaqu bi thuluthay mali. So, is it allowed for me to do sadaqah? To do sadaqah, is it not good? So, I have a lot of money, and then you can see me, I'm in pain. There is all possibility that I may pass on, I may die from this what? From this sickness. Then let me do sadaqah. Sadaqah with my property. But what is the percentage, the ratio of the or percentage of my property that I will do sadaqah with, he suggested that Bithul Zaymad, let me divide my property into three. Then I will do sadaqah with two-thirds. Two-thirds. Only one daughter. And ordinarily, there is no responsibility on her. And then it's only one. So for her to inherit this big something that beyond our own some is not too good when I can do sadaqah with the money. The idea sounds well, right? But the quantity of the sadaqah that I suggest is to use two-thirds of my money. One, two, three. Then two out of those three, I use it as sadaqah, and the remaining one is for her. Then Rasulullah sallam said, Qala, Qala Rasulullah sallam, La. No. Don't use two-thirds of your money as sadaqah. Then he suggested another one, Qultu, Fashatir, Ya Rasulullah, what about half? If you say two-thirds is too much, what about half of my money? Let it be sadaqah. So half for her, half for what? For sadaqah. You see, sadaqah is for him, Abi. Then half of it is for my daughter. Half is okay. Then Rasulullah sallam said, La. Half too. No. It's too much. Allahu Akbar. Then he went on, Qultu, Fathuluth. What about one-third? What about one-third? I divide all my properties into three. Then I give her, I give sadaqah one out of three, the remaining one for my hair. Then Rasulullah sallam say, Athuluth, yani one-third. Even with thuluth kathir, even that one-third that you're going to give as sadaqah is what? Is plenty. But it's allowed. But it's still plenty. It's still on the high side. Then Rasulullah told him the reason. The reason is this. Why one-third is allowed, but it's still too much. Rasulullah says, Innaka intadhar warithataka aghniya. Okay? Aghniya khayrun min an tadharahum alatan yatakaffafuna an-nas. It's better that you leave your hair, your hairs, those that you inherit you. It's better you leave them behind worthy and rich. It's better you leave them behind worthy and what? And rich. Than you leave them behind poor that they will be asking people for what? For money. You see? It's better. That is, don't think selfishly. That let me just do this. Am I the one that enable for the money? Abi? Ordinarily, you are the one that work for it. You are the one that strive. You are the one that, let me just do sadaqah because sadaqah will be for me. This one is my own hairs that I don't know what they will spend money for. Let me just use everything sadaqah so that Abi, my father left anything for me. You need to go and work now. Also, when you get your that. Rasulullah said no. Don't think in that direction. You can do sadaqah maybe with one-third of it. But even that one-third is very much. Because it's better you leave them, rich and okay, than you leave them poor while they are asking people for help. Then, that's what Rasulullah sallam told Abu Sa'id, Sa'ad bin Abi Waqqas. Okay? Then Rasulullah added something to it. He said, وَإِنَّكَ لَا تُنْفِقُ نَفَقَةً تَبْتَغِي بِهَا وَجْهَ اللَّهِ إِلَّا أُجِرْتَ بِهَا. You, either sadaqah or no sadaqah, you will never spend anything. You will never spend anything fi sabilillah. Yani that you are tabtaghi biha wajh Allah. That you are hoping, you are expecting to see the pleasure of Allah. You are expecting the wajh Allah. It means the face of Allah. It means you want Allah to be pleased with you. You are spending that one in any form that you are spending, but with your intention of any pleasure of Allah. with your intention of Allah being pleased with you, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not reward you. Anything that you spend in the name of Allah, either in sadaqah, in any other form. Rasulullah will give us an example of that any other form. As long as you are doing it because of Allah, Allah will reward you on that. He then said, so that you understand what he's trying to say here. حتى ما تجعل في امرأتك. Even food that you provide for your wives at home, for your family at home, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to reward you for it. So we cannot say that, of course, we know how tough the situation now to provide food, to put food on the table. We know how it is difficult. As we are striving, we are working hard. We just need to change it to ibadah with one thing, that, oh Allah, I'm doing it so as for me to sustain my family with halal provision. The moment you put that in, no matter how little it is sadaqah in that moment. Now, the irony of this, or the direct meaning of this, is that for you to leave this thing for your own family, with the aim that, oh Allah, I want my family so that even if I die, I want them to live comfortable life so that they can worship you. Allah is going to reward you for that. Not because they are taking after your property. It's not until you what? Until you dispose it to someone outside before it becomes sadaqah. Remember, we said sometimes some sadaqah that we give to our relatives, it is 2 in 1. I mean 1 in 2. Is it 2 in 1 or 1 in 2? 2 in 1. So 2 in 1. 2 in 1. That is, we have used one stone to kill two what? 2 birds at the same time. Stone of sadaqah, and also stone of keeping the family what? The family tie. Even if the food that we provide for our family, our immediate family, as long as we have it, that this one, you know how tough it is now. This one is for them to live so that they grow on halal provision. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will count it as ibadah for us. So all our strive, all our efforts, the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the one who try to hustle to get something for our family, may Allah accept it from every one of us as an act of ibadah. May Allah multiply our reward. May Allah multiply our reward in manifold. And also may Allah expand our provision. Now, that is the hadith. Okay, that is the main part of the hadith. There are some other parts. But now let's talk about it. The 2 hadiths about wasiyah. We said wasiyah, the first hadith talks about how important, how significant is for us to prepare wasiyah every day. To prepare wasiyah. Wasiyah means something like will. You know, something you say, you explain your expenses, your properties, how it is going to be shared. That is the direct meaning. But the meaning of wasiyah is far more than that. One of the things that is there, that when we say wasiyah, it means your financial situation and everything. We know majority of us, in one way or the other, some people owe us something, and we owe some people something as well. I mean, maybe you have collected loan from somewhere, you are indebted to some people are indebted to you. These are form of the wasiyah that are very, very what? Important. Are we getting to something? So, if you have some things like that on you, that you owe some people, you owe them some money, write it down somewhere. Let your wife or your family get access to it. Let them get access to it. Because if someone dies, you know, one of the things that can hold someone back in this grave is debt. Yeah, and I mean debt, loan. You are indebted to someone, it is better you spell it out. You write it out that so someone I owe him this is the amount of money. And then it is written that it is going to be due so time. You know, it's funny. It's funny sometimes some people, They want to borrow money. They become the most humble person. In fact, they will greet everybody that's greetable, the one that's not even greetable. Very humble, very gentle, very nice. The moment they get that thing, you even remind them that you owe me something. Ah, wallahi, I forgot. How can you forget? For God's sake. How can you forget? It's one of the things that doesn't sound well. You have to document it, you write it down. Some people, they will owe money, they will not pay. The owner of the that right will decide not to ask again. They'll believe that yeah, he has forgotten. Even I had some people, they will say, there is something called in Yoruba, they will say asigbe. No, meaning asigbe, it means something that you do and then nobody will ask you. Is it possible? If they do not ask you, do you think Allah will forget? That's why it's worse. It's better you pay it where you have the what? You have the money now than to delay it when you die. You do not have that currency. Naira is not what you are going to spend in the hereafter. Not even dollar, not even pound, not even any one of this. But there will be currency. What is the currency? The currency that will be accepted that day. It is the most expensive currency. If it is naira, if you lose naira, you lose dollar, you can get it back. Abi? You can get it back if Allah wills. If Allah wills, you will get it back. But that currency that you will use to pay it on the day of judgment is the currency of your good deed that you do not have opportunity to go back and what? And do it again. That's why you cannot say you owe someone, you do not ask, then you too do not document it, and you are saying you have forgotten, and that is the end of it. Wallahi, that is not the end of it. It's just the beginning of the whole thing. It's just the beginning. And then Rasulullah sallallahu says that man akhadha amwal al-nas yuridu ada'aha addallahu anhu. وَمَنْ أَخَذَهَا يُرِيدُ إِتْلَافَهَا أَتْلَفَ اللَّهُ. Whoever takes people's money, borrows people's money with aim that I want to pay it back, with strong that intention. If you have that intention, you will not forget now. You will document it, you will it that I owe someone certain amount of money. Allah will help him to pay it. But if you aim that this thing, you don't go, Otilo. If you have that intention in your mind that he has gone, then Allah will make it Otilo for you. You will not have the ability to pay it. Even if you have money, you can see some people, they will say, borrow me to the end of the month. So you borrow them in something. They are with aim that, okay, they are going to collect salary and give. When the salary comes, the money that you're going to remove and give it to you as your right, it will become big in their eyes. Kai, out of 100,000, I'm going to give him 50,000. Now 50,000 you collected now. Abi, is it not 50,000 you collected? If I give him 50,000, how will I live? You see, these are the things that they can be obstacle for us before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah save us. You will that. That's one of the things, the most important thing that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is referring to in this hadith. And second thing, brothers and sisters, is that you also will to those who are not rightful, heirs of yours, who are not part of those who will take from your inheritance. And you want them, maybe they have done something so important to you, and you want them to benefit. Are we together? You want them to benefit from your properties. You will for them. You have children. In fact, inshallah, our next chapter in this hadith is the chapter of inheritance, how we share our inheritance. So Allah gave you wives, gave you children, male and female. By virtue of having them, no one has right to your inheritance. No one else that can take from your property except your father and your mother. And nobody is praying for that I die before my parents. Nobody is praying for it. So you have child. So your inheritance, it's within that your family, your immediate family. Your wife, there is no way, even she doesn't have a child. If you have more than one wife, one doesn't have. There is one bad practices that is done in the southwest. I know that one very well. They used to call it idigi. Idigi, it means if you have 5 wives, you have 2 wives, you have 3 wives, 4 wives. If this one has 1 child, this one has 5, this one has 6, this one has 10. What they will do is that they will share the property equally among the wives. you and your own children. Even if it is one child you have, you take the same thing as this one that has 5 children. How is it done that way? Or they will share it according. That is not how it is done Islamically. Islamic something has the most realistic, Allah Akbar, the most realistic, and then the most sensible way of sharing estate, distribution of estate, ilm al-mirath. That is, you consider wives on their own. Even the wife has no any child for you, as long as you have brought her to your family, because you become a member of family through in 2 ways, either by blood or by contract. By blood is your family, your wife, I mean your son, your brothers, your days, your true blood. You have blood relation. You are connected by blood. Or by contract. Your wife that you brought from her own family, and then you brought her to your own family. She has become member